Dallas, Texas, I believe he'll do anything to get a record deal. They're going to turn that boy out. He don't even see it coming. And see, he wants it real bad. It's because he don't understand them kids that making them clothing that's called ghetto life, ghetto clothes for life in Dallas, Texas. That dude doing everything, man. They turning that guy out. He ain't going to tell you that until you become a part of the brotherhood. Matter of fact, since we're talking about clothing of the sodomite world of Hollywood, we might as well bring up the guy who got killed just a few days ago. Y'all heard this dude named Jonas? He had a clothing line called LRG Clothing. That was a hit, man. That was a hit. They took him out for a reason. That was it. He was on his way. He had a great clothing line, but there was something that went down that didn't go accordingly. They had to take him out. So a lot of people don't understand this, how this thing roll, man. It's a sodomite world. And matter of fact, they done popped him in his butt, too, before he left out of here. So I think he's like American Asian or something like that. Yeah. He had a clothing line called LRG Clothing. He's 34 years of age. Jonas, his last name is Babakua, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I just call him Jonas B. He's dead. He died 3-4 days ago. Isn't that strange? Now, and check this out. Now, whenever it happens, it's always they by themselves. Come on. This dude just died out the blue. No, it was a hit. It was something they wanted him to comply with. He didn't agree with, so they took him out. See, that's how they do you once you sign. He signed his name in blood. He was a part of all that. See, you can't be that successful. You can't be that successful and not be a part of their brotherhood. They're going to, look, man, right now, you can start off with an independent record. And let's say that thing sold 200,000, 300,000 copies in Canada. Canada loved it and bought it exclusively just from you without a distribution deal. That's a lot of money for independent artists. Someone in that Hollywood industry is going to approach you. And they're going to they ain't going to ask you and say, I think you need to make a deal with us. And you can be like, I like being myself. I want to stay where I'm at. Think about it. I don't have to think about it. Well, we're going to give you some time to think about it. We're going to give you a week, whatever. So you're going to have the attitude you're going to have, man. It's my shit. That's how you're going to have it. You're going to, man, think about them niggas, right? They're going to actually come back in 7 days. If they told you 7 days, they're coming back in 7 days, real talk. And you're going to still have that same attitude. Nah, man, like I said, I want to do my thing. Okay. They don't already scoped your place out. They know ain't nobody there but you. They're going to kill you. Straight up. They're going to get something to stop your heart and say you died over overdose, and they're going to make it look like you're a drug dealer. They're going to make it look like you was into homosexuality, and you ain't into that because you ain't signed to none of that shit. That's the same way they did Sam. That's the truth. They came to Sam and told Sam, hey, you need to sign your publishing on. These are sodomites, gay dudes from Illuminati. But they called themselves the Black Crusades. Huh? And he didn't want to do that. They told him, look, it'd be in your best interest to do business with us because Sam Cooke did what? He had his own publishing. He was the first to done it. The truth. He had his own publishing. But the Sodomites of the Black Crusaders didn't like that. And then some of the Black Crusaders was mixed in with the Illuminati. Today they call them the Boule. Isn't that something? So anyway, let's keep it on the raw. So he didn't want to comply with that. So they told him, look, man, it'd be in your best interest to, think about it. Sam was like, I don't have to think about it. Well, I think you should. They came back in the time matter that they told him they was coming back. Sam still said no. They took him out. And what did they make it look like? That he brought some cheap, stank Asian woman, had sex with her, tried to get his money back, and she shot him at the manager's door. And the manager shot him at the manager's door trying to break it down. That's a lie. The whole thing was orchestrated. Sam Cooke was killed and brought there. You get this? And somebody put him in a sports coat, butt naked, and had him slumped over. They painted the picture of making him look like a troubled man, and he was not. He did not die for some coochie. Okay? Sam did have a taste in prostitution. He liked prostitutes, but he did not die that way. he died, he was actually beaten to death first. They almost beat his damn head off. They beat him so bad. They broke his nose. They fist beat him. They beat him with everything. Man, they beat this man so bad. That's why they took a picture of him with his head hanging down. Sam Cooke was destroyed, man. And then they painted that picture to make it look like he was troubled on drugs and all this, that, and the other. No, they beat him to death because he didn't want to sell his publishing and join the Illuminati. That's the truth. Sodomites. See, they run the industry. They've been running it for years. Did Otis Reddy the same way. Otis Reddy and James Brown was going to get a distribution deal. Yes. And the power that be, the Sodomites, the faggots, the Kazakhs who run the industry heard about what they were doing and approached them and said, what's this I hear about y'all doing this, that, and the other? Once again, Otis Reddy was a real man. He's a big brother, too. It's like, hey, man, look, y'all making money. We want to make some money, too. So they pushed forward. James Brown and Otis Reddy, it's like, man, we're going to keep doing this. They took Otis Reddy out first because James Brown, why? He had a more promising career than Otis Reddy. Otis Reddy's sound was kind of fading. But nevertheless, Otis Reddy still could rock it. Okay? They took him out first. When they took Otis Reddy out, James Brown jumped back into gear. He became a yes man. You understand this? So why I'm telling you all this is because it's a pattern. They have never stopped. The Sodomites been going on forever, man. When not Jimmy, I'm going to go on Jimmy, but when, what's his name? When Little Richard was back in the day of Jimi Hendrix, they turned him out early. Little Richard would go in the club and see a dude at a bar and ask him to come with me. And the dude would be like, I ain't into that. But he would pay him well. And the dude would be like, well, damn, nigga just want to suck my dick. I don't care. And I'm telling you straight, our brothers do that today. Gay man walk up on dude, be like, I ain't into that. I give you $1,000 to suck you off. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Money rules. Sodomites rule this world, man. So let's just keep it rolling because I know some of y'all have never heard of this. Some of y'all have. So Little Richard was getting popped in the butt long ago. And Little Richard had a thing for Jimi Hendrix. Hendrix was a very talented brother. The Sodomites wanted to change him. So this is how they roll, man. I'm telling y'all, there's nothing new under the sun. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. Y'all got to understand how this country roll and how they get their money and how you got to abide by what they say because these some evil motherfuckers. I'm telling you how they roll. Now, everything that I've been telling you has come to pass on this Hollywood shit. I'm telling you now, their kingdom is falling. And our black entertainers are getting ready to be exposed. And a lot of them going to start coming out. That's why the news anchor came out. Oprah Winfrey getting ready to come out. They're all getting ready to come out because nothing new is under the sun. And the Lord said what's in the closet going to come to light. Huh? Walk with me. Sam Cooke was set up. Otis Reddy was taken out. Jimi Hendrix didn't want to comply with his manager's decisions on where his career should go. Jimi Hendrix was totally against the Illuminati. Matter of fact, Jimi Hendrix was not with all that Baphomet shit. That's why he stayed high. He was like, damn, these people are crazy. Jimi Hendrix was signing a contract of a blink of an eye. They got tired. They said, Jimmy, we need you to do this. Jimmy would hang up the phone. He wouldn't even listen to him. So this dude that was Jimi's manager, he was a part of the brotherhood. He said it's time to take Jimmy out. Now, what did they tell y'all in the press? Jimmy died of what? His esophagus got clogged up with vomit. That's a lie. That's a total fucking lie. Jimi Hendrix was apprehended by some goons, some white goons at that, of the sodomite world, of the music industry. They held him down at will, and they forced alcohol in his esophagus. Okay? It was alcohol poisoning how he died. And they forced alcohol down his esophagus. Jimi Hendrix choked to death. After this happened, they laid Jimmy in the area. They wiped the alcohol off. They didn't leave him with all the alcohol because it would have been known that, damn, alcohol had a play in this. So basically, they set Jimmy up as he vomited. And when the coroner got there, they wrote it the way he was told because he was bought and paid for it too. They owned everything.